Hey guys, so I've officially started reading The Rage of Dragons, which is our It's Really Book Club pick of the month. I've gotten through the first, I think, 70-ish pages. First impressions, there's a lot of world building that's going on, which is great. It's just there's a lot of names, not only the names of the characters, but also like different levels of military and different castes. And then there's a ton of different names for the people who are called the Gifted, who are magic users and there's different kinds, and they all have different names. So honestly, like, it's a little crazy. There are dragons in this book, shockingly, I know, because of the title. Never saw that one coming. Somehow the magic users are able to like merge with the dragons and use them for battle, which is pretty darn cool. So I love that concept, and I'm interested to see where he goes with it. The main character starting in chapter 1 is Tao, who is a young man, and he is the son of a military man. I'm sensing a chosen one theme. We'll see if I'm right about that. But Tao feels kind of chosen one-esque to me, so we'll see if that ends up being the case. So I will update you guys again when I get a little farther.
Open up, you open up.
Hey guys, just a quick update. It's currently the next day and I am jumping back into Rage of Dragons. Now I am on page 235, so not quite, almost halfway through the book. I really started feeling the heart of the story probably in the last couple of chapters. And that's because up till this point, Tao, the main character, hasn't really had a lot of relationship development throughout the book, and I'm seeing a little bit more of that now. This is definitely something that I would consider a plot-driven novel as opposed to a character-driven novel. I'm definitely invested in the story at this point, and I'm really curious to see where he's going to go with it. The action scenes, there's been a ton of action up till this point in the book, and so it's pretty fast-paced. I'm now getting to the point where I'm invested in the characters, and Tao as a main character, I'm ready to like him now. Like, at first I was having a hard time just because he felt kind of like a flat character. And now I feel like he's starting to get rounded out a little bit more, and he's starting to really take on a life of his own. The flavor of the culture is really rich and vibrant and beautiful, and I think Evan Winter is doing a fantastic job with that. It's definitely an immersive world, and I appreciate that. And one of the things that I really like about it is that the characters just talk about things like they've been living in it forever, which they have, and oftentimes too many fantasy novels try to explain everything because it's like, oh, you're the reader and you don't know everything about this culture, so I'm going to explain absolutely everything. That's where I'm at. I'm about halfway through. I'm really enjoying it so far. It's getting to the point where I'm having a hard time putting it down. I will keep you guys posted when I get a little bit farther. Okay, so I've read about 50 more pages, and I just wanted to say it's really interesting. Evan Winter is starting to explore the kind of magic of this world a little bit more. It's really interesting, and the way that the like secondary realm affects you when you, like, your physical body, like you're fighting something in the secondary realm and you can feel it all, but it's not actually hurting you. And now that Tao is trying to master things that he technically isn't really supposed to, but he wants to anyway. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that because I think what Winter is doing here with the secondary realm and tying it in with the like supernatural aspect is really interesting. Okay, the other thing that I wanted to mention was that I really appreciate that Tao isn't like the leader of his military group. I think that's really cool because oftentimes with a chosen one theme you will find that they're like also the leader, and like sometimes I'm okay with that, but it's always nice to see something a little bit different. So kudos, because while Tao is an amazing fighter, he doesn't also have to be the leader, so I really appreciate that he's not. I just have to say, I got to page 300. Tao is being an idiot. If you've read this book, you will know what I'm talking about. It's kind of hard because half of me wants to cheer him on because he's fighting oppression. And I'm like, go Tao, you're awesome. Go for it, dude. And the other half of me is like, you're also being an idiot. Tao just made a really stupid decision because he's only thinking about revenge, and he's like willing to literally not take the smartest choice in getting there. And I will say, like, I know that that's very true to life sometimes, but at the same time, it's so irritating. As a reader, you're just like, you just want to go up there and like shake them and be like, dude, no. Okay, Ben, so having never read Rage of Dragons, what is your opinion of Tao as a main character?
He's got good hair. That kind of hair when you're a main character, otherwise you're just gonna like blend in with all the other side characters. But when you've got the main character hair, you stand out.
I don't know if I should tell you this now, but he's bald. Also, if you guys are wondering the proper attire for springtime in Minnesota, you've got your coat, you've got your Carhartt hat, and you've got your sandals, because at this point in the year, we're just kind of over it, and we're like, you know what? I don't care how cold it is. I'm walking outside in sandals because I want it to be springtime. Okay guys, it's day number 3 of me reading Rage of Dragons. I only have like 80 pages left, so it's really the last like probably half of the book that I've read has been really fast-paced, and I'm really invested in these characters. Oh my goodness. So Evan Winter just did something kind of interesting. There's a battle scene, and I'm not going to give like any crazy spoilers, but what I wanted to say about it was just that he jumps into a completely new perspective of one of Tao's enemies. Through that perspective, there's a character death, and I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I'm trying to decide if it would have been more impactful written from Tao's perspective, or even the character's perspective that died. You know, I'm trying to like figure out how I feel about it. I mean, it's not really spoilery because this is a book where everyone's fighting all the time. I'm currently hiding in the bathroom to make this update because my children are being hooligans right now. So, this was the only place where I could get a moment of quiet. I'm gonna blast through these last 80 pages and finish this book. I'm really excited to see where the ending goes. This is why I have a hard time starting book series that aren't finished, and I'm sure you guys can relate. Man, I want to read the second book already. I'm not even done yet, and I can tell like this is gonna end on a cliffhanger. I just know it. Hey guys, so I'm outside because it's absolutely beautiful tonight, and I wanted to film my last closing thoughts on Rage of Dragons, which I finished this afternoon. The last like 100 to 150 pages are a rush, to say the least. Like, they are so intense. There's so much combat, and man, like, Evan Winter can write some combat. Really, really immersive, intense battle scenes, and I really appreciate combat scenes that recognize the style of combat they're using, the limitations of the people using it, and it feels very realistic. My neighbor's dogs. Apparently I'm not allowed to sit on my deck and talk about books. Once I really got into the story and really felt like I had a handle on the names and the hierarchy of the military and the noble classes and the lesser classes and all that, I really felt like this was a great immersive fantasy world. Evan Winter did a great job of building the parts that he needed without giving us too much. Tao as a main character definitely is very flawed and sometimes infuriating. I gave this 5 stars on Goodreads because it's an excellent piece of fantasy writing. Kudos to Mr. Evan Winter for this being his debut fantasy novel. It is phenomenal, and I can see why it was hyped up, why people are obsessed with it and calling it one of the best debuts of last year. It's incredible. It's a great book. Highly recommend it for anybody who has not read it yet. You're in for a wild ride. And also, I am planning on doing a second video with a spoilery. This is kind of my non-spoiler reading vlog, but I also want to do a spoilery discussion for the peeps of mine who have read the book and participated in book club this month. If you liked this reading vlog, please subscribe to my channel and give this video a like, and I will see you guys in the next video.